Live from the Export Beer Guns studio and brought to you by Export Ultra, the beer for here. This is the Agenda podcast for Monday, the 5th of August.
The Agenda podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Morning, Lane. I'm feeling the burn this morning.
You got the Fern Burn?
I'm feeling the Fern Burn this morning.
You haven't got an Olymp dick?
Well, was a bit of an Olymp dick over the weekend, actually. We'll get into that later on in the podcast, but Fern Burn is real for me. It was up all last night. And to be honest, last night was the night to get an early night's sleep. If you've been watching the Olympics, we didn't have anyone that could have won anything.
No, it was all the track and field stuff.
Except our golfers were going, but they were too far back. There was the girls in the road cycling as well. But if you were going to circle a night to get a good night's sleep, it was last night. I didn't do it. I stayed up all night watching the athletics, the 200-metre women's heats.
It just gets quite addictive, though, because of that athletics. It's just hit after hit, because they come back to the heats, then they go to the hammer, and you check out the hammer for a bit. You watch someone hiff a rock, and then it comes back, the 100 heats, the discus. It's just like every time you feel like you're waning a little bit, they'll come back to like a 200-metre heat or something, or a 100-metre heat.
And then you've just figured out enough about the long jump that you're like now into it.
You're invested.
You're like, wait, but he went well at the last one, and now he's going to go again. Oh, so this guy jumps higher, and then this guy jumps longer, but he's taller. It's it really took its toll on me overnight because, I got up this morning, went to the gym. I'm taking it pretty seriously these days. And when I got out and had a shower, got back to my bag and realised I had not packed pants this morning. So I was just standing in the bathroom in my undies.
Luckily for you, we have a plethora of leisure wear, leisure club trackies here. And now you look very comfortable.
I am the most comfortable man.
You've got leisure club trackies.
Yep.
Cream.
Yes.
And leisure club hoodie.
Yes, that's the charcoal.
The charcoal hoodie. As am I, but mine's a slightly different design.
Yep.
But things have all turned up gravy.
They have, yeah. And I think this is day one of me wearing track pants to work. It will not be the last day. I think if people just got used to seeing me in track pants around the office, I could make it a bit of a thing.
I don't know. It's the only issue for me is, it does exude the vibe of pest. You would be the next to be fired. You know what I mean? When you're drawing a list together, they're like, we've got some cost do some cost savings. And it's like, who's the fucking guy who wears track pants to work? And they're like, that's Manaia. I go, yep, well, he's top of the list. That's my only concern for you.
I'm putting my head above the
parapet.
Above the parapet a little bit with the track pants. Okay, well, maybe I won't make a regular thing of it. But the Fern Burn got me big time this morning. And you know when you've made an error like that and you start flashing back to like last night when I was about to go to bed, I was like, pack your bag tonight or you won't do it in the morning. Sure enough, didn't do it in the morning. It's all the different moments where I could have avoided this. But anyway, we're here. I'm thoroughly enjoying the Olympics, and we will get into all of the action very shortly. But alongside that, and one of the most ACC moves of all time, we've launched the greatest New Zealander of all time. The official brackets are up now on social media.
Oh, jeez, you've created a bit of a storm.
Look, I just created the picture. You guys voted and picked who wants to be who. And I think that there was a lot of voter apathy in who was going to be the greatest New Zealander of all time. Because like we said on Friday, there's guys like Kane Williamson that aren't in there.
Yep. No one voted for Sam Cane.
No one voted for Sam Cane. And so it's gone up on social media to much chagrin. There's a lot of people saying, oh, God, the matchups are brutal. Someone made a good point. Sir Edmund Hillary and Sir Ernest Rutherford are up against each other in the first round. And they were like, so one of those two is going to miss out here.
Yeah.
But then one of either Hillary, Barry, or Paul Holmes is going to go through it and make it into round two. Look, so be it.
It's an exercise, okay?
And also, the debate is what we're trying to garner here. Like, this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to generate a little bit of a pub debate. Who is the greatest New Zealander of all? We're going to put it to bed.
And you've had some hostile ones around Charles Upham? Not hostile, just saying he's a clear winner.
Well, VC and Bar.
You need to read Chasing Charlie, though. Those people out there. Read Chasing Charlie.
I've had it read to me.
It's a great book. But I think he had a few issues. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, you mean one of our most notorious killers?
A guy who has a backpack having grenades
into
I'm not
pillboxes.
saying it was a bad issue, but it was like he was dead
lucky
set crazy.
He was born when he was.
He was dead set crazy, yeah.
Stories of him taking pot shots at VWs driving up his driveway, years after the war.
Some of the stories are unbelievable in that book. So yeah, check it out.
I mean, I spent the first 4 years of my life on Burnham military base, so I've heard all of the stories. I've had those were my bedtime stories. Was Charlie Upham books. So yeah, the greatest New Zealander of all time brackets are up now. We're going to give you a chance to vote on social media. Once I get around to making the individual tiles so that you can vote for this person versus that person. Some feelings are going to get hurt along the way.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna cop it.
And I'm here for it. It's not, again, it's not me. I'm making the pictures, but I didn't pick the dudes.
Someone needs a lightning rod, and you're it.
Why me?
I don't know. You're creating
You're the head of the ACC.
Hey, well, I get enough shit. I'm fighting fires elsewhere. This fire's not even a campfire; it's a spark.
Yeah,
I'm dealing with infernos.
I don't stand to lose my career over this one yet, although it could happen when Charlie Uphiata comes up against Susie Cato. The Mystics have won back-to-back ANZ Premiership titles over the weekend. It's a really unfortunate time to be playing any sport that isn't at the Olympics.
Totally, and it's also a great time to be committing a crime and be in court at the moment because you're getting no coverage due to the P-head eye surgeon.
Yeah, I think we're going to come out of these Olympics and be like, oh shit, did World War III start a few weeks ago? God damn.
It's about to.
It is about to. But yeah, the Mystics won. They've won back-to-back ANZ Premiership titles. It was a dramatic finish. It was one of those games where once, like, you can see what each team is trying to do. And basically, the Mystics were like, get the ball to Grace Nweke under any circumstance. Whatever else we do, like, do whatever, cheat, scratch, claw, throw bows, whatever. Just get the ball to her and we'll win.
That's Grace Nweke is like the Michael Jordan. Just get it to Grace Nweke.
Yeah, and the Pulse were like, do not let Grace Nweke get the ball. Whatever you have to do, make it happen. And it was 54-53 in the end. It was a great advertisement for the game because it came right down to it. There were like 13 seconds left, 53 all. Grace gets the ball, worst case scenario for the Pulse. She throws the shot up and short irons it off the front of the room. Everyone's like, oh my God. And then there was like contact, stand beside, 5, 4. She nails it, hits it, ugly cried. It was great. it was the best. I tell you what, over the last couple of weeks, I'm man enough to admit it. This is the most I've cried in a long time. Every time I see someone get up there, and our anthem starts playing, or even if they got silver. Emma Twigg the other day.
Oh, at the mums.
Oh, the mums.
And the mums got up with winning gold, and one of them just couldn't even get through the anthem.
She was blubbering.
She was absolutely blubbering. That was hard to, not hard to watch, but it's hard not to.
Yeah.
Get a bit of a pang in you.
Yeah.
You don't have a pulse if you're not feeling anything with that.
No. Well, you're not a Kiwi. You might as well go out and burn a flag if that's what you're going to be doing, because they're representing us. And, we're just a tiny little country down the bottom of the world, just really representing ourselves. And, yeah, I just think that I've been needing to hydrate a lot. It reminded me of when, in my flatting days down there in Timaru, Sophie Pascoe won one day, and we were all massively hungover in the lounge, about 6 of us.
Emotions are high.
Emotions were very high, very, very high. She wins. It's like her on screen, she's crying, cut to her dad in the crowd, he's crying, cut to me in the corner of the lounge, tears just pouring out. But none of us wanted to admit it. It's like, fuck, are you crying? No.
I did the same watching the Bruce McLaren documentary on a long haul flight.
Oh, fuck.
Never watch an emotional movie while drinking at high altitude. I was like,
I had Matt Heath explain to me at length why that is. Apparently it's because your body knows subconsciously you are hurtling through the air at 600 miles an hour, 30,000 feet up in the air.
And a metal tube.
So you're like at a heightened sense. Yeah.
Right.
I watched the assassination of Jesse James, that movie with Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
Couldn't hear it because the headphones were so shit. I watched it on mute. It's a 4-hour fucking movie. I cried. I didn't know what was happening. You just
filled the gaps.
I didn't know what was happening. I made up my own movie in my own mind. And he's sitting in a rocking chair at the end of I don't even know what the fuck had happened. We're going to talk about the Warriors on the Mad Monday podcast later on today.
Please do.
Myself and Di Henwood. Di commentated the game live from the ground. We went to the game. I got to be honest, 20 minutes into it, I turned my back on the pitch. I couldn't watch it anymore. It hurt too much. I've been keeping positive for so long, but it was seeing those first 2 tries that the Eels scored. It just broke my heart. Seeing them in the flesh is so much more deflating because, when you're watching on TV, the commentators are getting fizzed up about each try. When you're at the ground and the Eels score a try, dead silence.
Yeah.
And it's just so heartbreaking.
And look, there's been a lot of talk about the axis of evil that was there. Myself, I was in attendance.
Yes.
Chris Key was commentating and in attendance. And the Pinot Noirs were out in force. Matt Heath and his Pinot Noirs were there. So the axis of evil was there. So look, it was all their backs against the wall, the Warriors.
Oh.
So unfortunately,
They had no choice.
Nah,
they had no chance from the get-go.
No, they didn't.
Matt Heath was in the corporate box with full wolf mouth, red wine, all through his teeth. I was driving wedges between people.
Yeah, okay, I've got something. Yeah, this is an issue I need to bring up, and that is you drinking beers and driving wedges between people with the challenge of a 100-meter race.
Yeah.
Basically, what you do is you get two work colleagues that normally get on quite well, and you go up and you go, I bet you she can beat you in 100
No, I
meters.
don't. I asked them who do they think would win.
And both of them...
Because it makes them say who they think would win. And you can tell straight away who thinks that they would win.
You did it with our friends at DB.
Yes.
Down in Dunedin.
Yep.
They almost to blows. They almost raced up Baldwin Street the next day.
The next day, because I'd been going on and on and on about it, because I could see they both had that fire in their eye, they both thought they'd win.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, look, we don't care. We don't care. The next morning, they went to Baldwin Street. They stood at the bottom and said, how do you reckon you'd go?
And you've done it. But now, I don't mind that because that is outside our circle. But now you have bought your wedge. You've bought your 100-meter wedge into our team.
My 60-degree wedge.
Yes, you have. You've bought the 60-degree, and now we've got two colleagues.
Yeah. Ella, who's in the room right now.
Who are out in the office now looking at each other sideways because they both think they can smash each other over 100.
And Lauren. Well, yeah. I think Lauren's feelings genuinely got hurt because everybody jumped on Ella's side. And I think that mainly it's a height issue.
Yeah, Lauren's very small.
It's a stride length issue. But it hurt. This is why I love it so much, because so many people think that they would do all right.
So if you want to start, like at Christmas, if you get sick of starting the fight with the relations over just normal, boring family shit, get them into a 100-meter race and then just watch it explode.
Yeah, because everybody, I don't know what it is. People just think that they're going to do so much better than they actually will. Speaking of which, we've set our own little Olympic challenge. So we were talking last week on the podcast, if you haven't caught up, could you beat an Olympic athlete at anything?
Or compete. And
so what we sort of looked at was, wow, who are the smallest athletes in the weightlifting competition? And it's the 49-kilo women's division, but the world record for those is like 94 kilos for the snatch and about 120-something for the clean and jerk, which is ridiculous. But that's the world record.
Yes, no, I'm looking to not come last.
Yeah, that's right. So it's like, could you beat anyone at anything at the Olympics? So once the weightlifting starts, we need to find out who loses.
Yes.
But it needs to be the lowest successful lift. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It can't just be they failed.
No.
The other thing I was thinking is, what if you found out that someone did a hammy in like a 100-meter heat and it took them 20 seconds to run the 100 meter?
No, that's a
different thing.
That doesn't count. That's
dropping,
preying on an injury.
Yeah, right, okay. So you need to find the lightest successful lift at the Olympics.
Yep.
And do you think you could do it? Because if the world record's 94, like they're probably all lifting about 80.
Yeah, and the bottom might be in their 70s.
Yeah.
I see, now you're talking. Now I reckon I could definitely put it back out and do it at 70.
And so we've decided that if it was going to be the clean and jerk, you're just going to do the clean part. Is that right? Or you're going to try and...
I'll jerk it.
You're going to jerk it for the people?
Hell yeah.
Okay. I feel like that's where you're going to blow. 80 kilos is fucking heavy, man.
I know.
That is really, really heavy.
Well, look, like I said, I think it's the only one I'm going to compete in.
Yeah.
Like, look, everything else,
Yeah.
you get fucking wasted.
Yeah.
Maybe the skeet shooting, but they're pretty good as well.
No, they're very, very good.
Yeah.
That's like the skeeting's like the stag do one, but it's coming at you from different angles. So yeah, I don't think so. I hit my first. I was on a stag do last year, and I hit the first shot that I fired. Just put the gun down. So we're done here.
Yeah. Okay.
Because I knew I was just not going to hit another one. So yeah, I don't think it's that. Yeah. Like I said, I was at the gym this morning. I was looking at somebody who was squatting about what you were banking on clean and jerking, and I was like, I don't think he could do it. I don't think he could. But we'll find out, because they may only lift like 60 kilos.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Even then, 60 kilos is quite a lot. Anyway, Just back on the wires, that's the second last home game of the year. The last one's against the Bulldogs, who are in frightening form.
And we've got tickets to that?
We do have tickets for that. We've got your chance to come and watch that, an exclusive opportunity to be a VIP at the Warriors. You will score tickets, cash money for food and beverages, vouchers to be kitted out like me, and the full tracksuit from Hallensteins. To get in the draw, text VIP to 3236, and you can be a VIP at the Warriors thanks to the ACC and Hallensteins Brothers. A quick break. We're going to come back and break down a massive weekend in the Olympics. All right, my laptop is on my lap because I need to go through this medal tally so far. Our sailors won silver overnight on Friday, so that's the only medal we've had since we last talked.
Well, when did Twiggy? Twiggy, wasn't that over the weekend, or was that on Thursday night? When did Twiggy win silver?
Might have been Saturday night.
Yeah,
Twiggy
she won silver.
She won silver. Did you see when our sailors won? So there was the two blokes, and you'll forgive me because I can't tell the difference between the boats. Was it a skiff? Was it a dinghy? Was it a laser?
I think it was a skiff, wasn't it?
I think it might have been the skiff. Anyway, they won. They just hopped off the boat right on the finish line. They just popped the manu right over the finish line.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah, hell yeah. It was great.
Just watch the boat sail off into the distance.
Well, it just crashed straight away as soon as they jumped off it. But then I was like, whoever was in third place, they just about hit their sunken boat. They didn't give a shit. They'd won their silver medal.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. And they were just straight into the Mediterranean.
Oh, and I liked that they came into shore and they got tackled by their shore crew into the water.
I know. And I was thinking when I was watching it, we don't have that kind of moment in your day-to-day life. If you just have a job, you don't have that moment of like working towards something, then finally achieving it and celebrating your success with all your friends. I guess that's why people get so caught up in like awards ceremonies and shit.
That's true.
Which are a bit of a crock of shit, to be honest. But I would just love to, not that I make them, but if someone finished a spreadsheet and then just get up, tears streaming down their face. They said I couldn't do it. They said the VLOOKUP function wouldn't work and that the links wouldn't work, and when they clicked the drop-down menu, it wouldn't bring the right stuff up, but I did it. And I won.
Nah.
I know. We need that, I think.
It's not quite the same.
Sports is the last place that you can do that. We had a quiet day for New Zealand yesterday, except for Luca Jones and Finn the Butcher, who won their heats in the kayaks. Mm-hmm. They were zipping down the river there. Have you seen the one that they do, the canoe cross?
No, I haven't seen that. I haven't seen that one. That one looks like, because I like the snowboard cross at the Winter Olympics, where they had to send down the 6 snowboarders down one track and they're smashing into each other.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. So like the canoe slalom event where you got to go down, then do a loop around this one, then you get a barrel roll. It's basically that, but they drop 3 guys into the river at the same time. It's quite cool because the first one they have to hit, there's a low bar and they have to roll to get underneath it, barrel roll.
Oh, yeah.
And so they get dropped into the river, they come up to the first bar, and then all 3 of them have to navigate how they're all going to like roll under. They're like clashing heads, and then they got to go back upstream around, the marker there.
It's a new one, eh?
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
No, first time it's been at the Olympics. They're whacking each other with their sticks as they're trying to get around there. That's quite cool. It's kind of cool, but it's like also like when and where are you going to practice that? Like, I don't think it's going to take off. It's like you've got to get access to a river with those dangly things in it,
and then another 2 dudes or
to
do it against
2 other dudes. Zoe Hobbs missed her Olympic finals, and she was really gutted with herself. I don't think she should have been. She was right there.
She made the semis.
And it was like, I think there were 2 from there that went through into the next round. And she might have been 3rd or she might have been the 4th.
I think it was 2 and then the 2 fastest qualifiers.
Something like that. She was right there or thereabouts. And these are the fastest human beings in the world. Obviously, you'd be gutted when it hadn't worked out for you, but I thought she gave a great account of herself and her country to even be in there. Overnight, one of our other Olympic medal chances was Fox and Hillier in the golf. Ryan Fox finished 35th, Hillier 55th. Scheffler won it in the end.
Oh, yeah, barnstorming last round.
Of course he was going to. Our road race girls finished in about middle of the pack. One of them, their bike couldn't change gears, so she had to swap bikes.
Disappointing.
Very, very disappointing. And Lauren Bruce threw 69 metres, which was nice, but not nice enough to qualify. Aaron Gates fires up on the velodrome tonight, so we're into few more medal chances at the cycling.
Yeah, we're starting the sitting down going forwards this time. So we've got kayaking and velodrome cycling to come. So all is not lost.
Yeah. Over the weekend, though, if we're going to look abroad further than just New Zealanders, I watched the sprint doco that you were talking about last week.
Yeah.
It was great on Netflix, the sprinters. Noah Lyles this morning, he won the Olympic gold for the 100 metres, the glamour event. Bit of a wounder, if I'm honest. He's the guy who last year was saying, world champion of what, when they won the NBA?
Yeah.
He's like, you're not the world champion, like you just won the NBA. He is now officially the world champion. He won the 100 metres. He's going to be competing in the 200 overnight as well.
And 200's his speciality.
Yeah. He won by, like, literally, they both ran 9.79, him and the other dude, who they were, like, tied for first. Then there was, like, 9.791 versus 9.792.
Yeah, it was insane. Because they both looked up at the board. It was kind of a weird moment, and they both had exactly the same time.
Yeah.
At 9.79. So they were both like...
What does that mean?
And then was like some sort of some of the photo finish. I think it had to do with the torso, maybe beating, because they were exactly the same on the photo finish. So I'm trying to work out how they actually worked that out.
Well, they take those weird photos where it like pans around and it's like a composite photo made up of various different. It's all very confusing. It's the same thing they use for the horses, but it has to come down. They got to zoom right in to figure it out. Just like our man, the French pole vaulter you would have seen across the weekend.
Oh, yes, Diddle got in the way.
Didn't have to zoom in on this. Anthony Amirati, greatest headline I saw this morning, his baguette got in the way of reaching the Paris Olympics final.
That's better than Diddle.
He is the pole vaulter who went up over the pole and then dislodged the bar with his downstairs. And I was saying out in the office just before, I was like, if you're going to go out, that's how I'd like to go out.
Absolutely. I mean, look, he hasn't won a medal, but he's certainly won some fans.
But also, like, if that's your sport, surely that's something they address, isn't it? Obviously, it's not.
Well, you're saying he should have tucked?
Yeah, 100%. 100% he should have tucked.
You can't tuck when you're sprinting in like that. You can't have it all tucked down under when you're sprinting.
I mean,
you can't run with a naked lady.
I reckon you could.
I'm not as fast as those guys.
Moreover, I feel like you should. Well, look, genuinely, it happened. He knocked the bar off with his downstairs. I was like, you have to have either a tighter pair of undies, do you double bag it, do you bloody chuck a cricket box on? You just can't have that happening.
It's unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. Although, again, I would like to go back to my previous statement. If I'm going to go out, that's how I'd like to go out. They'll be like, wow, anyone that didn't see it, what happened? How come you... Well, go back and watch the footage. I think you'll be surprised. In the 100-metre sprints, the female 100-metre sprints, St. Lucia's Julian Alfred won gold.
Yes, huge issue with this.
Yes.
Huge issue from St. Lucia.
Yes.
Which really messes with our per capita table.
Yes.
And then the triple jumper comes from Grenada.
Yep.
Again, really messing with our per capita. Their per capita is our Turinga Waiwai. That is where we dominate.
Yeah.
And that's our home.
It's our bread and butter.
It's our bread and butter. That is our spiritual home, is the per capita table. And then these little Caribbean nations come along and do this. It really messes with us.
So I've looked up the numbers here. I have the medals per capita chart in front of me.
Yes.
Dominican Republic are in first.
See, there you go.
They won a gold medal. I can't remember in what.
Triple jump.
Oh, they're the triple jumper.
Yep.
Their population is 71,000.
They don't even have a track. So the triple jumper is in college in the States or whatever. They don't even have a running track there.
Oh, right.
That's something that's just really messing with us.
So then Grenada are in second because their population's 112. St. Lucia, who we just mentioned there.
So is it Grenada that won the triple? Might have been Grenada. I don't know. Oh, wait, one of those two. Anyway.
We don't fact check on this podcast. Dominican Republic, Grenada, St. Lucia.
Yeah, there we go. See all those Caribbeans.
Their only advantage here is that they're not competing under the West Indies because they all play cricket for the West Indies, and so they're very lucky to have been split out into their individual islands to beat us on the per capita. We are fourth.
So there you go.
So we got 7 medals for 4.8 million people. And we're just above Fiji, who have got 1 gold and 896,000 people. Kosovo, Australia, Ireland, Croatia, the Netherlands, Georgia, Hungary, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, per capita disaster for us. We are not catching Dominica. We would need another 100 medals to catch them.
100 medals. Hey, also we've got to address something. A lot of people criticising us about our story about the Turkish shooter.
Yes, they're saying that we didn't fact check it.
Yeah, well, they're saying that story was made up. We made that story up. Who knows? Might be true, might not. That's not really our job, is it?
No.
It's not our job to fact check.
Well, I love that the comments on Instagram versus Facebook were completely different. On Instagram, people were tagging their friends been like, check this crack up story out. And on Facebook, it was like, you guys call yourselves a reputable outlet. This isn't true at all. Check your facts, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, we're not a reputable news outlet. How many times do we need to say this before you idiots start fucking listening to us? Listen to me now.
Sports.
Don't listen to me.
Adjacent. Sports. Adjacent.
Listen to us when we say this. Don't listen to us.
If you want facts.
Yeah. Here's a fact.
Like, yeah.
Here's a cold hard fact
Fact
for you.
you.
We don't fact check.
We don't. All we saw was a great yarn. Read it out. It made me lol.
Yep.
And I'm sure it made a few other people lol.
Made some boomers very angry on Facebook.
I know, but it's a great yarn. And still, I want to believe the dream of that Turkish shooter.
Yeah.
What a legend. He still won silver. Whatever story or backstory it was. He might have been going through a divorce. He might not have been.
Yeah.
He might have wanted his dog back. He might not have.
He may be a retired policeman.
Correct.
We don't know. But also to all those people who were like, oh, no, he's actually a retired policeman. He's competed in every Olympics. Like, how do you know? Have you checked those facts? Or did you just read a story on the internet like we did? Fuck off. Belgium have withdrawn from the mixed relay triathlon because of the first of what I presume to be a spate of the same thing happening. One of their first triathletes who competed in the individual league, she has fallen ill.
Yes.
After swimming through a river of poos and then crashing her bike and sliding across the concrete. Of course someone was going to get infected from that, so they've pulled out. Why are they persisting with the river? Get them in a pool.
The greatest meme to come out of these Olympic Games is it came out on Friday, and that is like superimposed of Gollum coming out of the river and a reporter with a microphone, and it's like exclusive footage of the first triathlete coming out of the scene, and he's like, ah.
Yeah, I was talking to Heath out in the office, and he was saying like, when the commentator cursed Hayden Wilde, saying, it's his, he's going to win it, blah, blah, blah. He's like, I don't know, man. He's just swum upstream through a river of shit. Like, really takes it out of you. I was saying, like, unless he was Andy Dufresne. You know?
He swam through a lot of shit, Andy.
Two things never happened after that triathlon. So unless he was Andy Dufresne, he was never going to be able to hold someone off. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear about other people pulling out of the triathlon.
The mixed triathlons is a strange one, isn't it? It's like, is it both members of each team?
I don't know.
Like 2 men, 2 women?
Well,
do they do all legs, or do they some swim, some cycle, some run?
I don't know. Again,
I mean, a better sports podcast would know.
Again, I don't fact check. This isn't a reputable news source. I don't know. But I'm happy to say it. I'll say, it's 2 dudes and 1 woman, and she does
you can't say that.
The cycle leg. But again, check your own facts. I don't know. Despite having the wealth of human knowledge available at my fingertips via the laptop right here, I'm not even going to look it up. How about that? What I will tell you is everyone's going to get sick if they jump back in that fucking river. I think they had to push that back.
And it pissed with rain too.
Yeah.
Over the weekend in the athletics.
So then they checked again, and now they've had to push the triathlon back. Or they haven't. I don't know. Again, stop coming to me for the facts.
Tell you who's hating the Olympics.
Who?
Local Parisians.
Oh, I know.
I've heard local Parisians. I had a mate who lived there 15 years. They have shut down every single suburb of Paris. So you need a QR code to leave your suburb.
Ugh.
So you need a legitimate excuse to leave your suburb just to prevent congestion and road congestion and public transport. So basically all the Parisians are like, this needs to be over. Yeah. And 90% of them have just left Paris. They've gone to the south of France or they've gone elsewhere. But it's classic, as he said to me, classic French bureaucracy in terms of you need a QR code to leave your suburb. When I say suburb, it's 150,000 people. It's not like Te Atu Peninsula or whatever, with one supermarket. It's basically a small city. Yeah. What do they call them? Engrossements or something? Yeah, the suburbs of Paris. Anyway, they are hanging out for Saturday and getting this over and done with.
Does it all finish on Saturday?
Yeah. Closing ceremony Sunday. Oh, is it Sunday or Monday morning? Probably.
It just happens so quickly.
2 weeks. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Out of here.
I'm thoroughly enjoying it, though. All right, we're going to take one more quick break. When we come back, it's time for Yours, Please.
Yours, Please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
It is actually quite hot in a full tracksuit. I'll tell you that for nothing. I'm starting to sweat.
Yeah, you are. Look, you might be comfortable, but yeah, you are looking a bit sluggish.
Beauty is pain. First call here. Yours, please.
The man formerly known as Captain Arscrab here, now the official ACC fact checker.
Oh, God.
You were right. Kiwi Gold is, in fact, the bronze medal. We have won more at the Commonwealth Games than any other medal. However, my Olympic fact still stands, and you guys are still Muppets and stand behind facts that you know nothing about. So I'll continue to fact check you. Love you, babes. Love you lots. Fuck South Canterbury.
I'll take the W on that.
Yeah.
I'll take the W.
Yeah.
I knew there was a reason why we said it, and there we go.
Yeah, we baited you in by saying that we don't fact check. We actually do a lot of prep for this podcast. But thank you very much for continuing to fact check us. Really appreciate it. Another one here. Yours, please.
Hey fellas, me again. I just had a quick thought after a mare of a day with the bloody NZ Post Courier fucking fellas.
Yeah.
What normal jobs could be an Olympic sport? For example, being a courier, you get mixed in the motorsport, oh fuck yeah. Or you could, how far you can throw a parcel, get the builders in, how far you can throw a hammer, or that's the hammer throw. Barrow pushing, all of that jazz. You guys figure it out. You guys are smart. Get onto it.
Yeah, I mean, I completely disagree. We're not smart. I think I would like to throw butchery in there.
Oh, yeah, like carving up a beast.
Yeah, carving up a beast, because I've seen the competitions they do, and they're quite full noise, and it's very athletic.
Sheep shearing?
Oh, yeah, sheep shearing.
Yeah, that would be good.
The amount of sheep you'd need to bring in.
Barbecuing?
For like a 16-man field. Yeah, barbecuing, although...
Food sports? You're not a big fan of food sports?
No, because you're going to have to bring in a judge, and I don't like when a sport has a judge.
Okay.
So I don't... Because then what? Gordon Ramsay's going to sit there and tell you... It's basically MasterChef at that point.
Because I was going to say, we've talked about this before, but, what would you medal in? I'd medal in lunch making.
Oh,
you
yeah.
got 3 children, aged 10, 8, 6, lunch now. One's celiac, one's gluten-free. Go! And you've got, fast as possible, you got to get the lunches together. But again, you're going to have to rely on a judge.
Yeah, which is probably going to be an 8-year-old child. So.
Yeah. That's the only one I could compete in, I reckon. Because I can smash out a school lunch like that. 3 of them, boom, 20 minutes, get out of here.
Yeah, it's then going to be... Well, I suppose that your judging criteria at that point, it's similar to like bull riding, I guess, which, again, bull riding should be in there. Because there'd be points for speed.
Yes.
But then there'd be penalties for taste.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, or how much...
Or nutrition.
Yeah.
Taste and nutrition. We've talked about bed making.
Yeah, because I thought that I was a really good bed maker, and then I found out that I've actually just been had by my partner.
Puzzling?
Oh, she reckons that's what she'd do if she went. She'd be a speed puzzler.
Have you seen those speed puzzling competitions?
No.
Oh, God. YouTube it when you get off this. Speed puzzling.
It sounds awful.
Oh, you wait till you see the room of people doing it, and you go, okay, these are exactly the type of people who do speed puzzling.
Yeah. Well, also... The whole point of a puzzle is like it's real chill, and you're just by yourself, just plugging away your little piece. That takes all the fun away from
Rubik's cubing, that should be in there.
Yeah, Rubik's. Yeah, I don't mind that. They're very, very quick.
Yeah, that's insanely, and they're all very much on the spectrum.
Another caller here, yours please.
Talking about the old motorsports in the Olympics, the equestrians in the Olympics, the man versus beast, the old Olympics, and all that jazz. Why isn't chariot racing in the Olympics?
Great
or
point.
at least horse racing? There should be something like that. May as well.
Yeah, look, it's valid.
Because didn't it used to be? I feel like
a lot of chariot racing.
Yeah, I feel like well, at least it was at the Colosseum.
Yeah.
In Rome, but I feel like back when they started doing that in Athens, they had the little thing you go up and down in your chariots.
Yeah, well,
I don't mean not in the modern Olympics. But certainly, also, he's raised a great point about the horse racing thing. So we've got horses in the Olympics, and they don't race them? Like, yeah, they do the cross country, but
you make them dance.
Yeah, but that's ridiculous. So why? How come would you like?
They kind of race them, but they make them jump shit.
But wouldn't that be like, this is the fastest horse in the world?
But then it's the horse Olympics.
There already are horses at the Olympics. So either bin them or race the bastards.
What about camel racing then?
Also, just before we get onto the camels, happy birthday to horses worldwide for the 1st of August. We didn't address it then.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, very happy birthday. I think it was the Thursday.
Yeah, all horses celebrate on the same day.
I said, someone was mentioning a horse in the office. I was like, happy birthday to that horse. And then someone else in the office goes, which horse? And I said, all of them. They all have the same. It's a rare genetic thing that happens in nature where they're all born on the same day. Yes, 100%. I agree. Camel racing, anything you can race as long as a human's on it. I think it should be in there.
Emu?
Yes. Ostrich. Oh, I don't know if you could race an emu.
Why not?
Too small.
Oh, is ostrich bigger? Is
Ostrich, yeah, ostrich is huge.
Okay.
Could definitely race an ostrich. Mutton busting, you know.
Shetland ponies?
Shetland ponies. If you can ride it, you should race it. And if you can race it, it should be in the Olympics. Unless it's a car.
I knew that was coming.
Another caller here. Yours, please.
Hey fellas, Woody from the Tron here. Yeah, it's definitely true that one of you stacks the dishwasher like a Swiss architect and one of you stacks the dishwasher like a raccoon on meth. And yeah, I'm definitely the squirrel, just going fucking psycho. I just fucking biff everything in. I mean, speed though. I mean, fuck, those dishes are getting just shit.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can see where he's coming from. In your relationship, what are you?
What do you reckon? I'm the raccoon on meth.
You're the raccoon on meth.
I just don't care.
I'm the
Swiss
pedantic one.
Yeah, right.
I need them lined. I need efficiency when it comes to that, and I don't like it when it's all just fucking in there like a crazy man.
Higgledy.
Yeah. I don't feel like it's efficient use of the dishwasher.
Yeah. Oh, to be fair, in our household, there's only the two of us, so like real estate's not an issue. It's not getting packed up. I do look into the work dishwasher sometime. Like Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't go anywhere near that.
Are you handles up or handles down?
Handles up of the cutlery?
Yeah, so that when you pull it out, you're grabbing everything by the handle.
Yeah, only sharp items. Only sharp knives, because I'm terrified I'm going to put my hand in it and put my hand through a knife.
Yeah.
So any sharp knives go point first. The rest of them are all up.
Oh, right. See, we had someone on the show when we were on Hodaki, and I think they're from Fisher and Pykle, to like end the debate. What way round does it go?
We actually have a tray at the top. See, it's all.
Oh, so it's all flat.
Yeah.
They said it doesn't matter. It's just personal preference.
Yeah.
So it's going to wash them the same.
When do you have kids trying to stack a dishwasher? Basically, it's like putting something in a washing machine. They open the door and they throw the plate in and close it. Put your dishes in the dishwasher. No.
What killed... For the longest time when I was flatting, there would always be one flatmate who was like, oh, who bloody stacked the dishwasher like this? And as soon as you do that, now I'm never stacking it correctly again.
Yeah.
I'm putting cups facing up so they're just full of shit when it finishes. I'm throwing stuff in. If I see you put your favourite cup in there, I'm taking it out and putting it back on the bench just because you fucking told me how to stack the dishwasher. I can't deal with it. It doesn't matter. They all come out clean. It's a dishwasher. Don't make it any harder than it needs to be. But anyway, yeah, that's... It'd be interesting to get our partners on to talk about it.
Okay, you're wrecking.
One more caller here, yours please.
Geesey. Psst. Hoagie.
I
got some intel on Hoity J.
It's the wrong channel.
I'm a mature man in my mid-40s, give or take a decade. I've got on the psyllium husk, and I tell you what, no more skids, no more cleaning the toilets. 3 perfect tubes. It's all good. Toy.
Wow. So we obviously, there is a talkback function that runs across most iHeart stations. One of you actually how they mixed up with us is unusual because it has to be listening to the big show on Hodaki to press their button.
So my first issue on that was, what the hell's going on that show?
Talking stool chat.
Yeah.
Toilet chat.
It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
It is filthy.
Second of all, they obviously listen to this show as well to have sent that voicemail to us. But what the hell's going on in this show? I think we better shut it down. We're going to knock it on the head for today. That'll do us for a Monday. We'll be back tomorrow for a Tuesday edition of the Agenda Podcast. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda Podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.